Hey guys, for those who don't know, Breath of Life got a huge buff that changed it into a 1-bar active item with the ability to parry incoming damage if timed right. A perfect parry will grant you a short shield and create a cross of holy light that deals heavy damage to enemies. Holding your breath will keep your invulnerability active but will hurt you for half a heart every second, while also spawning holy rays from above on contact with enemies. We can probably all agree that this rework was already great. However, patch 1.7.9a released and helped the item even more with unique synergies for the two book items. Let's start with the Book of Virtues. The Breath of Life will keep all of its usual post-buff abilities in this synergy, but each perfect parry spawns 4 wisps. However, there is a catch here. Contrary to the other Book of Virtues synergies, the wisps of this one actually have a limit. You can never have more than 4 of them at once. If you already have, let's say, 2 of them while getting a parry, the book will only spawn 2 new ones to push them back to the upper limit of 4. But to be honest, it is really hard to parry projectiles with 4 active wisps anyway. The wisp limit of this Book of Virtues synergy is not affected by the wisps you already had before picking up Breath of Life, or by wisps you get from other sources. The wisps of the synergy basically have their own internal counter and will spawn if it is below 4, but you can of course still lose the other wisps at any point. However, losing the wisps is not a big problem, because all of them will inherit the invulnerability granted by Breath of Life while it is active, keeping them safe. This is probably the reason why your wisps are kept at 4 with the synergy. It allows for a very aggressive playstyle, dealing heavy damage while going close. You don't even have to hit the perfect parry all the time to get value out of this. You can just play it safe and use the breath early when you already have 4 wisps. Both the holy rays from above as well as your protected wisps will deal damage while you keep the Breath of Life going. Just make sure not to hold it down for too long to not take any damage. And now it is time for Judas' Birthright synergy with the Breath of Life. Contrary to the Book of Virtues, this one will completely rework how the Breath of Life works. Instead of raining down holy rays on contact with your foes, this synergy will create a flame aura around Judas that rapidly deals damage and applies burn to them. Breath of Life still grants invulnerability while held down, but you will also still lose health every second if you keep it active for too long. Be aware of that. The flames of this unique synergy ignore boss armor and deal damage based on the current floor. The base damage is 2 per tick and it increases by plus 0.2 per floor. The highest possible damage of the aura will be 4.6 per tick on the home floor. Also keep in mind that the Breath of Life deals a full heart of damage to you starting in chapter 4. The Judas Birthright plus Breath of Life synergy also has its own parry reward. Getting the timing right will grant you a temporary damage boost and trigger the Necronomicon effect. This basically means that every successful parry will obliterate the current room while also granting you a boost for the next one or the current boss fight. This synergy also loses the Holy Cross and the shield the Breath of Life usually has, but I would argue that the new payout is pretty worth it as a replacement. However, there is something really important I realized while recording. The Flame Aura does not only deal damage, it also destroys projectiles in a wide area around you. The Flame Aura is bigger than the block area of Breath of Life itself. This may seem like a good thing at first glance, but it also comes with a bit of a downside too. This otherwise positive ability makes it insanely hard to get a perfect parry on projectiles. They will often get burned before they would hit you, preventing the effect from being able to trigger. This will obviously only apply to regular projectiles. Any other source of long-range damage, like beams and blasts, will not be burned and can be parried normally. But let's be honest, we won't be sitting back and try to parry some lousy projectiles anyway. Just like the Book of Virtues synergy, this one also leads to aggressiveness. It is also worth to note that the temporary damage boost lasts between rooms and stacks with itself, leading to possible rock bottom shenanigans if you get the timing right. All in all, one more really unique and fun synergy for Judas' Birthright, that once again makes me wonder why they don't just turn the Birthright into his passive ability. How do you like these new book synergies for Breath of Life? Hit the like button if you enjoyed Book of Virtues and the subscribe button for Judas' Birthright. I also hope you enjoyed this in-depth showcase of the new synergies, and I will see you again in the next Isaac video. Bye!
He's the number one,
Isaac!
God's favorite son. His flowing robes reach down